Somebody left the key.
G'day, mate.
Okay, welcome back everybody who has watched my videos before. I know this is a slightly different one, but not everything's going to be van focused from now on. It's still going to be cars and other little bits and bobs, so don't unsubscribe. And anybody who is into vans or cars, make sure you subscribe as well. Now this one, obviously a van. Me and KJ, you've seen him on other videos before, have teamed up on this one, and we are going to convert it into a full camper van. We got this from Copart. We'll talk about the price and everything later on, and the issues we had. Well, not issues necessarily, but it was just a bit of hard work getting hold of this van. It took us a few attempts. Not too bad. Yeah, we found this in there. So it's not been used for building or anything like that. It's been a delivery van, which is handy. So quick look at the interior. Nice steering wheel, the seats cloth, looks like they've hardly been sat in. Stereo, it's got a line through it, not a problem, we're going to replace that anyway. Got a reverse camera with an auxiliary screen. Hopefully the new head unit I put in, I can accommodate the reverse camera into that. It shouldn't be too difficult. And just a little walk around the van, you can see the bottom there, there's a little bit of damage, but we've got plans for that, so stay tuned. Back looks okay, small dent again on the right hand side panel, but that when heated up can probably pop out, so we're going to give that a go. Moving round on the back quarter there, bit of rust. We need to look into how we can deal with that. We need to get that sorted before it gets worse, because if you know sprinters, you know that will just get worse very quickly. Oh, it's come with some nice wind deflectors there. Also, the driveway, KJ's mum's, barely fits on, so we've had to butt it right up to the garage doors there. Ta-da! Right, time to give her a start. Oh no, we can't. Tell them why, KJ.
Somebody left the keys
In the back and
Somebody left the keys.
So yeah, we've got to leave it open.
Oh well.
And we'll come back and film that another time. So first things first, you want to get measurements of the floor space and the length and width of the walls and ceiling. The top is narrower than the bottom, make sure you remember that. It just helps when you're planning the inside, everything you're going to put in there, flooring, furniture, beds, etc.
What are those? 4:30 on the dot, mate. 4:30.
Bang up. All this, we noticed.
So width
Bolts
it's
off
150.
So we can get that partially or fully out. Put some storage up there.
The next day.
Yeah, battery is not in the front. I think it's under the seat. Is it under the seat?
Yeah, I think so.
You just see it. So they've got these little terminals under here. Pull the foreskin back and you can stick your live on there. And then the other one obviously just goes to ground of the car. All right, fire up, Ketch.
Yeah.
Ooh! Right, this next bit's just us cleaning the van. I know everyone's seen that before, but it is quite satisfying. Feel free to skip ahead if you don't want to watch it, but don't skip too quick or you'll miss me falling down a massive manhole. I know usually with these clips a little bit of volume's nice so you can hear the foam cannon going, but we had the engine running because the battery was flat, so we had the engine running for quite a long time that day, so it sounds horrible.
Waking up to a sunny day, got my list and I'm on my way. Dusting off the shelves, making them shine. With a little music, everything's fine. Oh, chores can be fun, dancing while I scrub, singing to the rhythm in my little hub. With every little task, I find joy in the run. Life's a little brighter when chores can be fun. colors all around, making every moment feel like a playground. Oh, chores can be fun, dancing while I scrub, singing to the rhythm in my little hum. With every little task, I find joy in the run. Life's a little brighter when chores can be fun. So grab a broom, let's sweep away the blues.
Excuse me, sir, do you have tax and insurance?
Shall I put that bucket? We'll go there.
Now it's time to get those interior boards out. It'd be a good idea to number these or label these. You'll see what I do further on in the video. I mean, I guess they all do only go in one way, but you might save yourself 10-15 minutes in the future. Also, you want to see what sort of rust you're dealing with. Is there any moisture you got in the past, things like that. Also, it's a good idea to keep these boards, even if you're not going to reuse them, because it's great to use them as templates for any sort of wall coverings you have in the future.
Couple of bag butts.
That's
Or I can go up that and then go out sideways. What am I caught on down there?
I think it's just steering heavy.
No.
I'm folding on the back of the seats. I can't get it, mate.
Should we have a go? Kilos in it.
Right, we're on daddy duties today, aren't we? So we're going over to see KJ, see what he's doing. You gonna say hello? Can't see you. Now anyone who's watched my videos before might recognise that car on the left. That was the first one that I rebuilt from Copart. It was actually KJ's mum that bought that off me. Here she is.
Nobody likes sanding.
As promised, I said I would talk about how much it cost. Now, first of all, we did win this van once before. We ended up winning it for about £3,500, which is obviously insane. The seller didn't get in touch with us. He obviously didn't want to negotiate. So it just went back through the auction. So I followed it and we won it the second time as well. And we ended up paying, including fees, VAT and delivery from Copart, it was around £6,000, which for a van with 150,000 miles, Sprinter van, that's nothing. I think that's excellent. Also, probably worth mentioning that it was a non-categorised van. It was a repossession, so it's not got any crash categories or anything. Okay, on to the exciting bit, fitting the windows. Now the plan here was to get a template of the window so we could hold it up to the side of the van and work out where to make our cuts and mark and things. But it turns out that it was completely pointless and a waste of time, but I've left it in the video anyway just so you can see. With the Sprinter vans, and I think the Volkswagen vans as well, the same size, the Crafters, the side of the van has like a little sort of alcove bit in it, and the glass that you order from that website Van Pimps, they fit exactly in there. Now, what would be useful would be if there was a cutout or a template of the darkened areas of the window so that you could see exactly where to make your cuts. Because what we ended up having to do, as you'll see, is measure the dark areas around the edge of the window and then sort of gauge where we were going to make our cuts from that. Obviously, it's best to just keep holding your glass up to the side of the van as much as possible so you can make sure that you're not cutting too much.
Six and a half. Go 4.
Yeah.
No, not that big. We're gonna mark it. We're gonna have to mark it again, aren't we? It's got a frog texture. Yeah. I'm going 9 from the bottom, yeah. So that sits on that.
Do that, roughly mark it, and then I'll get the front page from there.
It's in the back of the van.
So we got it all marked up with the frog tape and then just started using the straight edge. Try and find a better straight edge than that with a bit of flex in it because the side of the van isn't flat. And then get your windows in, do a test fit, make sure you can't see any of your markings outside of the darker black areas. Now we've curved the corners off at the edges there. Just a bit of foresight just so it's easier to get the rubber strips on later on. It's not going to cause any issues with big gaps or anything like that. And also make sure you got yourself some brand new drill bits and blades for the jigsaw. We got a punch there which helped as well.
Yeah. 3.2.
So I just punched a mark there. We're going to drill a hole well inside of the cutting area just so we can measure from the inside and make sure that we're not going to hit any sort of double skinned areas or thick bits.
Yeah, to be fair, obviously looked about right, didn't it?
once you've popped out the panel, you want to file your edges down. Bit of rust paint on the edge, then a really fine sand around the edge. Make sure you clean that really well just to get a better sort of bond when you're putting the window in. With the rubber seal around the edge, you want to just get that on there to take away any sharp edges. This is really hard to get in. You want to bang it with a rubber hammer so you don't do any damage to it. Obviously the tighter it is the better. Just take your time with this and make sure you get it seated really nicely.
What are you doing now, Lee?
Baby. Oh, that comes out really thick. Okay, so who can spot what I'm doing wrong here in the comments? Also with this, it does say if it's cold outside, it's worth sticking it in a bowl of hot water before you use it, or warm water, just to thin it up a little bit. And we did end up doing that because it was really hard to use.
Should we angle it in?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
You worry about your side, because I'm alright with my side, because I've got loads of extra room.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah. God, that's not shit to a blanket, has. Oh, that's the window in. I think you'll agree that went pretty well. Now we've got the other windows to do, the back one, and we've got a small bedroom one as well. I won't show you everything on those, but I will show you sort of a quicker version of us putting them in.
Sick.
Okay, thanks for watching. As usual, don't forget to subscribe and leave any comments, good, bad, anything you like. It's all taken on board. Obviously check out the other videos as well, and I'll see you in the next one in a few weeks.